Now we see overcrowded classrooms.
And then it just overstresses us. I've been bit, I've been choked, I've been kicked, I've had my hair pulled.
Ever since they put in, like 20 years ago when they put in the no zero, no fail policy.
No educational assistant with 6 IPPs like autism and different needs, and none of them were receiving any help at all.
What message would you like to send to your students watching right now?
Keep your imaginations going.
This is going to be a lot of strain on you guys when you come back to school.
6, 7. We are here at the legislature, and there are so many teachers today. We're going to ask them what their experience has been like teaching, about the classroom sizes, and hopefully they meet the demands. You know, Daniel Smith needs to understand their side, because at the end of the day, this is the next generation. It's something that we need to prioritize, and to what's best for the future is to accommodate the teachers who are working tremendously hard. And of course, the students need a better situation. They need a better space for them to learn and grow. Welcome everyone to the video. I'm very, very sweet. I'm very excited for you guys to listen here today. It's bumping. Teachers are, there's something else here. It's a great turnout today. So hopefully this adds to fuel to the fire. What grade do you teach?
Grade 3.
Okay. And what's been the teaching like in the past year? What's been your experience with the classroom sizes and teaching?
Well, this is my second year teaching, but I already experienced what all of these guys experienced for like over 10 years. Last year I taught grade 5, and I had 29 kids, but 4 with very special needs. So to be able to help those 4 as long as the other students in the classroom was very difficult, and I didn't get very much EA time, like maybe once in the morning for one period, like maybe twice a week, but that's if I was lucky, because there was other more complicated children throughout the school, so I would rather the EA time go to them, but you know, my kids would get left behind too when they needed help as well. Yeah.
And what changes would you like to see in the next couple weeks here?
I would love to see like the promising of the classroom cap. Right now I have 26 kids, and that's like, that would be a good max, like no more than that. And then just seeing like teachers being happier with and have more EA time, like the educational assistant time, to help those more complicated kiddos. But I think especially the class caps is like one of the biggest issues, because my other schools, like in my district, there's like 35 plus kids, and there's like classes in the library and in the gymnasium right now. Wow. In those schools.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So classes in the gymnasium and the library, we're not having enough space for all these kids.
Yeah.
And then how many EAs do you think you'd need for your classroom? Just
my classroom, I don't think I need any, because I don't have any complex children that I'd like. Maybe just some extra time so I can have a prep, like so I can go print stuff out would be nice, but I get that. But there's definitely other classrooms that would need that additional EA time for sure, and I would rather them have it for sure.
And not only are the teachers struggling, right, but it's also the next generation we're thinking about. What message do you have for the students right now watching this?
Just, you know, keep your imaginations going. I always tell my kids, keep being creative, like journal at home, tell me all about it when I return back to the classroom, like what you did, and maybe if you learned something while I was gone, or what you're excited and want to learn when we all come back, and I miss you so much.
What grades do you teach?
I've taught grade 6 for the last 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And what's your experience been like in teaching in the classrooms?
I mean, you'd love the kids. Parents are great, but there's just so many of them, and the needs are so complex. For example, we have so many students who are fed to us in grade 6 who aren't at reading level because their needs have been unmet for so many years at a time. Supports aren't being placed in kinder classrooms, grade 1 classrooms when they need to be, and then these kids are pushed through without the help that they get. And by the time they get to me, I'm teaching grade 6 math, grade 5 math, grade 4 math, grade 3 math, and that's with kids who can't read or write for a lot of it, and then it just overstresses us. I've been bit, I've been choked, I've been kicked, I've been had my hair pulled, all of that stuff.
And what changes would you like to see to kind of alleviate the tension that you're experiencing in the classroom?
If I could have one wish list, it would be smaller class sizes. That's it. I don't even care about the raise anymore. I'm happy with what they offered us with the raise, to be honest. The kids need more support. They need smaller class sizes because the research shows that when you have smaller groups, you can bond more with those students. And when you bond with those students, they trust you more. When they trust you more, they learn faster. Their mental health is better. And that's what school should be for, right? Yeah.
Teachers, we stand by teachers. Thank you so much hopefully this gets resolved and classroom sizes get lowered. What grade do you teach?
Grade 1.
Okay. And what's your experience been like in the classroom so far?
When I started, it wasn't bad. I've been working in grade 1 for over 20 years. And when we started in the beginning, we had more help for the students. So even if we had over 20 kids, we had a school counselor, we had a school like OT, like we had physio, we had speech for the kids. Now we don't have any of that stuff. And we have, I started my school year last year with 29 students in grade 1 with no educational assistant, with 6 IPPs like autism and different needs, and none of them were receiving any help at all. So it's definitely changed over the 25 years that I've been in education. The complexities have grown,
What changes would you like to see in this protest?
Obviously, cap sizes are something a lot of us are looking for, but beyond the cap sizes, it comes with the complexities of the classroom. So maybe in 1989, you could do 30 kids that did not have a bunch of diagnoses in those 30 kids, although that was still hard, don't get me wrong, when they're 5 and 6 years old and they're in grade 1, right? But nowadays, you've got 25, 30, 35, and now you don't have any extra help in the class, but these kids all need so much. And since COVID, the anxiety levels have also risen. So it's not just what they've been coded or, that this one has autism. It's also that they're more anxious since COVID. They need more one-on-one help. So a smaller class size is ideal so that I can actually get to all the children and talk to them all and help each one individually for sure. And it would be great if we had more educational assistants to help with everything as well, of course.
And what would you say to the students watching right now? Because I know a lot of them don't have as much structure, right? And a lot of them are just at home. What are some words you'd like to say to them?
I'd like to say that we are doing this for the students. We are doing this for you. We are doing this so that you get a better education, so that you get to have the help you need in class. And we all miss you. We all want to be in the room. We all want to be back with you. We all want to be teaching you. We don't want to be here. We are doing this so that you have a better future.
What grade do you teach?
I do high school, 10, 11, 12.
Oh, wow. And what's your experience been like in the recent years?
The experience has been increasing the amount of classes that we've been teaching and the amount of time that we're teaching, the number of kids in the classroom, making it a little harder. I teach science classes with a lot of lab-based stuff, and so the physical room is challenging in there to fit the kids in there and have safe working conditions for the kids to do experiments and such.
That's sorry to hear about that. That's we definitely need to reduce the class sizes, and because it is, when you do what's right for the teachers, you also help the kids too, right? It works both ways. And what changes would you like to see for this protest?
Mainly I'd like to see that we get kids into the best places they can be, where they can be really successful. I think public education is really important for all kids from all walks of life, different economic backgrounds, different cultural backgrounds, all to be able to learn together and be able to experience other people's experiences and be able to grow together and make our province great, right? Make this kids have great futures and make us a successful province that does that as a society together.
What message do you have for your students right now who are watching?
Oh, I'm really missing you. It's been really hard staying away, and I know that you guys, this is going to be a lot of strain on you guys when you come back to school. It's going to be really hard, and we'll have to work together to get you into your university programs you want to and all that sort of stuff. So we hope to see you very soon.
And what does this sign mean right here?
Oh, this is my wife made this sign. This is basically showing the different paths, right? what our choices are, right? We can choose to make a great education system, or we can choose to tear the education system down and force people into private schools that cost them a lot of money. So
I love it. So what grades do you guys teach?
I don't teach, but I do have about 30 years in working with public education from a parent perspective, from a school parent committee perspective, both locally, regionally, and nationally. And I was also elected to 3 terms as a school trustee.
Oh, wow. So a lot of experience.
A lot of experience.
Yeah. And what about you?
I teach diverse learning at a K-9 school, so I work with a bunch of different kiddos.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's been your experience in the classrooms in the recent years? I know there's a lot of frustration, right?
When I started at my school 5 years ago, we had 450 kids. We're now just shy of 600, and we have no new teachers. I have the same amount of teachers I did 5 years ago that I have today. So no new teachers, but we have to find space for those kids to have a teacher. So we have classes of, last year we had a grade 9 class of 38 kids.
What was it like when you were in the teaching scene?
We had at the time Stelmach as a premier, Dave Hancock as the Minister of Education, Inspiring Education and the Learning Commission, which set classroom size guidelines, which recommended, which are still in effect. And yet now we see overcrowded classrooms to the extent that there's 50% more kids in these classrooms, especially K-3, than is recommended. That's really, it's sad, because really what this government is doing is robbing those children of their future. It truly is.
Changes would you like to see for this to be resolved?
Well, first of all, she needs to, by law, like it's already been litigated through the Supreme Court of Canada, she needs to work with the collective bargaining people to actually negotiate classroom sizes and classroom support. That's litigated. That's the law. The Supreme Court has already ruled in Ontario and in BC. She doesn't have to agree to it, but she has to agree to at least discuss it, and she doesn't.
And it's all well and good saying we're going to build new schools, we're going to hire 3,000 teachers over the next 4 years. No one wants to move here anymore. No new grads are staying in Alberta. Why would you want to work here? So she's building these schools. Awesome. Who's going to teach in them? Right?
It has the lowest funding across Canada, hundreds of dollars. It makes me ashamed to be an Albertan. How poorly she's treating kids, because their learning environment doesn't address many that have needs, which is affecting teaching.
So what grade do you teach, sir?
I currently teach 7 to 9, grades 7 to 9.
And what's your experience been like teaching in the recent years?
For the past years, I've been teaching math, science. I teach in a Catholic school, religion, health, and options. So currently I teach math grade 7, science grade 8, and health grade 9. And currently I have about 33 students in one of my grade 7 math classes, 32 in one of them, and the others about 28 students each. And these students are all of different ability levels. So some that are actually struggling, but they are all in the same classroom, because we talk about inclusive education, right? They are all in the same classroom. So it's actually difficult to help the students individually, coupled with the fact that I don't have any education assistant in any of my classes. So it's quite a demanding job. And the students cannot benefit that much because I can provide that one-to-one help when they actually need it. So it's actually a difficult, and that's why we are here.
And what changes would you like to see to alleviate the tension that the teachers that you guys are facing?
First, we talked about the complexities in the classrooms. So if we can have education assistance and reduce class sizes, that would be a good thing.
And do you have a message to the students watching right now who are at home and they're feeling the lack of hope?
Well, for the students watching at home now, they are in the classrooms and they actually face some of the things that I've mentioned here. So if we are here fighting for them, if the Premier and her ministers can actually listen to the teachers and do something about it, that would be a good thing and good for the future of Alberta. Thank you.
What grades do you teach?
Not a teacher. I'm a parent, school counsel. Got an 11-year-old in grade 6. He goes to school here in West End, Edmonton.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's his experience been like being a parent?
Sorry, one more time. Yeah, it's a good thing, but one more time. What was the question?
What's his experience been like watching him as a parent? What's it been like seeing him in the school system?
You know what? It's been eye-opening, actually. Very eye-opening. You know, when you have a kid, you think you have an idea as to what to expect, especially with schools and what the school system is like. What I found is, especially by getting involved with the school, you know what? The current Conservative government cut funding per student by $2,000. So the schools used to get around $7,000 per student. Now they get $5,000 per student. And I found that out 2 or 3 years ago. So that was that was really interesting to learn, you know, through getting involved with the school. I remember as a kid, I had a teacher who stormed into the principal's office, and it was a very surreal experience as a student seeing this. And he was angry and making a scene, saying, you know, what's the quality of education? You guys have put, 24 kids in my class. What's the quality of education at that point? That number is now doubled. We've got 40 kids per class. So as a parent and someone who's actively involved at the school, it's almost terrifying, because I think parents, Albertans really don't know the details of how bad it's getting. And you know what? Numbers are being misconstrued and stuff like that. Adding additional EAs and things like that, even adding additional teachers, it's a drop in the bucket. I think we've got 12 projects greenlit across Alberta for new schools. We need 40. And that's just to get caught up. That's not to keep up with the increase in growth. So I'd say, you know what? His experience, I think he's blessed, because I don't think he understands how bad it is, because he hasn't seen it from when I was a kid, and he doesn't see it from the teacher's perspective, the parent's perspective, even a government perspective. You can't not know how bad it's getting. So it's, I don't know, for him, I'm happy to say there's some bliss there. He doesn't necessarily understand the gravity of what's going on. As a parent, I absolutely do, and it's terrifying. You know what? If it's not something that they take seriously right now, it doesn't matter who gets elected in the next government. They're going to be 4 years behind even now. I mean, they're 16 years behind as of right now. So if a different government gets elected, they're just being put farther behind. What are they supposed to do? It's not something that can be pushed any further. They have to do something now. They have to start taking this seriously. And you know what? The misinformation, everything that's being said back and forth, have cameras in the room. Have your negotiations televised. Let the public see what's being done in good faith and what isn't in good faith. And really be able to make an opinion for themselves. So, we'll see.
What grade do you teach?
Grade 7, 8, 9.
Wow. And what's your experience been like in the recent years being a teacher?
The kids are always awesome, but yeah, the class sizes have gone up. For example, our grade 9 cohorts are 42 kids, so...
Yeah, back when I was in middle school, we had max 30.
Yeah. So I teach band, so it's a lot of fun, but it's more of a specialized thing, so it's great. But yeah.
What changes do you want to see on the protest here?
Smaller class sizes for sure. I mean, if you can't get to know, having 40 kids in a classroom, you can't really get to know everyone as well as you can with less. So obviously, when you build a strong relationship, then you can really start to get into the content a lot more. But without that relationship, it's hard to make anything.
Yeah, what's kind of the magic number for the teacher and their students?
I think 26 is pretty awesome. You can really get to know the students. You can watch classes with 26, their test scores go up for sure. So, yeah, I mean, that would be great. For sure.
And then for the students watching this video right now, what do you have to say to them?
6'7".
6'7". That's how it is. That packs some
There you
weight
go.
right there.
There you go.
And what grade do you teach?
I teach a 2-3 split in St. Albert.
Okay, and how many years have you been teaching?
About 40. Come
Wow.
January, it'll be 40 years exactly.
Oh, that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And what has been your experience like compared to now to what it was like 40 years ago?
Ooh, lots of changes. When I started, the kids still had little Mac Apple IIs, and most kids didn't have computers. Nobody had phones. To now, the kids have way too much screen time. And the difference is quite actually interesting, because what I could do 10, 15, 20 years ago with students isn't something I can do that much now, because they don't have the memory or the retention of the facts or whatever else that they used to have. I actually like a lot of immigrant students because they actually get trained in some of that in their younger years, and they bring a lot to our classrooms.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
that's when you were saying that, I was going, yep. I've always liked my Filipino students.
Awesome.
The parents are very polite, and they have a work ethic, which is nice. Not so much nowadays. Ever since they put in, like 20 years ago when they put in the no zero, no fail policy, it kind of changed a lot of things because the kids weren't as accountable as they used to be. I think that's one of the things that we really should get rid of.
Yeah, because then you have people going into the grades higher when they still should be in that current grade.
Like, for example, like I teach at a 2-3, but I can already see the grade 6s, they can't remember their multiplication facts, which is kind of useful at grade 6 level.
Yeah. And what changes would you like to see in this protest?
Well, one, making sure that all the kids are taken care of. I mean, like, we have so many special needs children nowadays as compared to previously. Like, 40 years ago when I started, there were places where kids could go if they were like severe needs or something like that, like Glen Rose or whatever. Nowadays, the government has basically cut all of that stuff out, so everything's in school now. And we're just not prepared for the amount of student needs that are out there. I mean, when you have 6 or 7 severe needs in one classroom, it's kind of hard to teach the rest of them while you're trying to deal with the 6 all the time.
Yeah.
And basically, as I said, like, there's a lot of changes because, again, it's a totally different mindset. It's 20 years ago, if I told a parent your child's not working in my class, they'd do something about it. Now it's like, why am I not, engaging your child well enough for them to learn? Yeah. There's a difference in the attitude from parents as well as from, the public, as it were. Like, there are parents who really do want their children to succeed, and they really put a lot of effort into it, and I just wish there were more like that. So.
And what message would you send to your students right now?
We're doing our best for you, and we're going to continue doing our best for you. And hopefully this will make a little bit of a difference, because with the government having changed, like, the new curriculum, this year we're doing the new social curriculum. This is my 3rd new curriculum, and we've never, ever taught social without a textbook. There's always been a textbook. Yeah. And now they've given us this new curriculum and said, go teach about, the role of Indigenous women in the fur trade. And I'm going, yeah, which one? Do you know? Where am I supposed to find the information? Yeah. And there's no information. They haven't given anything out other than the objectives, and go teach this.
Wow.
So that's what's bothering me a lot about this, because in every other curriculum change we've had, it was uniform throughout the whole province. So we all taught the same exact things the same way. Now it's like whatever I find compared to what a teacher with only 2 or 3 years experience find will not be the same thing.
Yeah, and it's like, what's the truth then? Right?
Exactly, and you can't find this stuff on the internet, because again, the internet is some information, but there's also a lot of garbage on there. So where do you find it? So one of the things we're having to do this year is do a lot of research to find the information and find the places so that we can actually come up with lessons for the students.
Yeah. What grades do you guys teach?
I teach K-6 music at an elementary school.
And I teach grade 3-4 split.
And what's your experience been like in the recent years teaching?
Well, I'm pretty new into the teaching world. This is my third year teaching. But even over the last couple of years, you can see it's bigger class sizes, a lot more complexities, a lot of complexities that have kind of left us scrambling, calling for supports, multiple times a day, evacuating the classroom. It's definitely been tricky. Yeah.
It's been pretty difficult. It's only been my second year teaching, and this is already my third class. So it's the switches in the grades and with lack of supports, it's been very, very hard.
I have a friend who, it's also his second year teaching, and he quit. He said it was too much for him. And shout out to Devin. Hopefully he comes back because he's a good one. And what changes would you like to see made from the protests happening?
That's a really tricky one. I think when it comes to what I'd like to see changed, I would definitely love to see more supports for our kids. And that's number one. And I know teachers keep saying it time and time again, we really are doing this for the kids. More supports for the kiddos who really need that one-on-one work. I have a lot of EAL kids in my school. I'd love to sit with them more often because that happens a lot. As a music teacher, I get pulled out to do other supports, and working with EAL kids is something that's turned into a passion for me. So more supports for them, more time for them. It's really tricky. When we've been in this place the last 3 weeks, it starts to kind of mess with your head. So just remembering it's for the kids. And
I think just going on top of what she said, the more supports in the classroom and also cap sizes, because right now in my grade 3-4 class, having to work in teach two curriculums, I have 29 students, and there's just not enough time to get through all of them.
To be able to form relationships, right? At the end of the day, you want to get to know the students that you're teaching, and it's because you're spending so much time with them. So what message would you like to send to your students watching right now?
That we miss you so much. I'm lucky to say I've got 330 students, just me, because I'm the music teacher, so I miss every single one of them. Every time I see you, I've seen a couple of them here today, and I'm so excited. So
I think it's the same. I miss all of my kids, and I can't wait to get back into the classroom in a better learning environment.
That is a wrap up for today. A lot of the different perspectives here with the teachers, and change needs to happen. Change does, because a lot of teachers are suffering, and if the teachers suffer, the students suffer. It seems like the class sizes, there's too many kids, and some of them are working in the halls, some of them are working in the library, and just not enough educational assistance, and just the workload's just too much. But yes, hopefully we can all come to a solution. Alberta teachers, Daniel Smith, and hopefully I'm praying for the best, and hopefully it all works out. I'm very hopeful. So, and as always, to everyone listening and watching, there is a place for you in this chaotic world. Never lose hope, strengthen your faith, and keep it long term. Peace.